Picture this, you're standing inside the walls of a premiership club, learning from the best in the business, building your future in the sport you love. And it all starts right here at Moore Park. G'day Swans fans, if you're passionate about this club and the future of footy, hit that subscribe button because today's story is about opportunity, legacy, and what it means to be part of something bigger. The Sydney Swans just made a move that could change everything, not just for the club, but for the next generation of sports professionals in Australia. In partnership with the International Sport College Australia, the Swans have launched the Diploma of Sports Management, delivered right here at the Sellers and Collars Centre in Moore Park. This isn't just another course. This is students walking the same halls as Buddy Franklin once did, training in the same facilities where premierships are built, learning the craft of high-performance sport from the organisation that's been the gold standard for over a century. And here's the kicker, selected students will get actual work experience with the club, not just watching from the sidelines, real hands-on learning across coaching, strength and conditioning, nutrition, recovery, sports psychology, the whole package. For any young person dreaming of a career in sport, this is massive. But to understand why this matters so much, why this is vintage Sydney Swans, we need to go back and look at what this club has always stood for. The Sydney Swans have never been just a footy club. From the moment the South Melbourne Football Club relocated north in 1982, this organisation has been about more than wins and losses. It's been about survival, about building something from nothing in rugby league heartland, about creating a culture that attracts the best and develops them into champions. Think about the Swans Academy, the club's commitment to developing young talent in NSW and the ACT, the foundation, the community programs. For years, the Swans have understood something fundamental. If you want to build a legacy, you invest in people. That's where the Sydney Swans Institute comes in. Established as the education and leadership arm of the club, it's been quietly working with businesses across Australia, helping unlock potential in sport, business and education. But this partnership with ISCA, this takes it to another level entirely. Behind the scenes, conversations had been happening for months. The club's chief operating officer, Drew Arthurson, and his team had a vision. What if they could offer young Australians more than just inspiration? What if they could provide a genuine pathway into the sports industry taught in a real high-performance environment? International Sport College Australia saw the same opportunity. They'd been building a reputation for innovative sports education, but they knew something special could happen if they partnered with the right organisation. An organisation with world-class facilities, a winning culture, a track record of excellence. And Moore Park, the Sellers and Collars Centre, that's not just any venue, it's where the magic happens. State-of-the-art gym facilities, medical and recovery spaces that rival anything in world sport, meeting rooms where game plans are forged. This is where premierships are built week in, week out. Now imagine being a student and having that as your classroom. Not a lecture hall with desks and PowerPoints, an actual AFL club. The real deal. What makes this even more remarkable is the timing. Australian sport is booming. AFLW is exploding in popularity. Investment in grassroots programs is at an all-time high. The sports industry is crying out for qualified professionals who understand high performance, who've been immersed in elite culture, who know what it takes. But here's what most people don't realise. Getting into sports management is brutally competitive. University degrees are one thing, but practical experience? That's gold. And that's exactly what the Swans are offering. This is where it gets really interesting. The Diploma of Sports Management isn't some rushed cash grab. It's fully accredited by TSCA. That's the Tertiary Education Quality and Standards Agency. This is a legitimate higher education qualification. Students will tackle 3 subjects per term covering business, sports management and high performance, plus their work integrated learning component. Let me say that again. Work integrated learning at the Sydney Swans.
Pick yourself as one of these students. You're learning strength and conditioning principles in the morning, then watching the Swans' actual strength coaches put those principles into practice with AFL-listed players in the afternoon. You're studying sports psychology and theory, then seeing how the club's performance staff apply it in high-pressure situations. You're learning nutrition science, then understanding how it's customised for elite athletes during the season.
This isn't simulation, it's immersion. Drew Arthurson put it perfectly when he said this course gives students, quote, a unique opportunity to learn in a high-performance environment and gain insights that will set them apart in the sports industry, end quote. And he's right. Where else in Australia can you get this kind of access? Where else can you learn from an organisation that's won multiple premierships, developed Brownlow medalists, and built one of the most respected cultures in Australian sport? ISKA's General Manager, Ian Evans, called it, quote, truly unrivalled. And when you break it down, it's hard to argue. The practical hours alone are game-changing. Students won't just read about coaching principles, they'll be applying them. They won't just study recovery protocols, they'll see them in action with professional athletes. What would you have given for an opportunity like this? To be embedded in an AFL club while earning a qualification? To build your network with people working at the highest level? To have Sydney Swans on your resume before you've even graduated? The announcement has sent ripples through the sports education world. For young Australians passionate about sport, this represents something they've been waiting for, a genuine alternative pathway. Not everyone makes it as a player, but that doesn't mean the dream of working in sport has to end. Now, there's a bridge, a way to stay connected to the game, to contribute, to build a career in the industry you love. The course is specifically tailored for students who want to break into the sporting world. That's the key phrase. This isn't a generic sports management degree taught by lecturers with outdated textbooks. This is current, relevant, real-world education, delivered in partnership with an elite sporting organisation. Parents and guidance counsellors are paying attention too. In a landscape where university degrees don't guarantee employment, here's something different. Hands-on experience, industry connections, and a qualification that opens doors. The Swans community, players, staff, alumni, there's a sense of pride in this. The club isn't just winning games, it's creating opportunities. It's investing in the future of Australian sport beyond the playing field. And for the students who'll be part of the first intake starting in February 2026, absolute scenes. They'll be pioneers, the founding cohort of something that could reshape sports education in this country. Here's the bigger picture. This move positions the Sydney Swans as more than just a football club. It cements their status as a leader in Australian sport. Full stop. Think about what this says. We're not content just playing the game. We want to shape the entire industry. It reminds me when the Swans established their academy. Critics said it was unnecessary, that it wouldn't work in rugby league territory. Now look at the talent coming through. Isaac Heaney, Nick Blakey, Braden Campbell. The academy changed the landscape of footy and NSW. This diploma could do the same for sports education. If it succeeds, and given the Swans' track record, there's every reason to believe it will, other clubs might follow. We could see a shift in how young Australians enter the sports industry. Less about who you know, more about what you've learned and where you've learned it. For the broader AFL, this raises the bar. The Swans are showing what clubs can do when they think beyond match day, when they use their platforms, facilities and expertise to create value for the community. And for students, this is life-changing. You're not just getting a diploma, you're getting mentorship, networks, real-world experience, and a foot in the door of one of the most competitive industries in Australia. Some of these students will go on to work at AFL clubs. Others might end up in professional leagues overseas, in Olympic sports, in sports media or management. The possibilities are endless. At the end of the day, this is what the Sydney Swans are all about. Yes, we love the flags, the big wins, the September glory, but this club has always understood something deeper. Success isn't just measured in premierships, it's measured in impact, in lives changed, in opportunities created. And for the students walking through those doors at Moore Park in February 2026, their lives are about to change in the best possible way. Let me know in the comments, would you have signed up for this? Hit like if you're proud of what this club stands for, and I'll see you in the next one. Go Swans!